With the unauthorized retention and transmission of national defense information and willful retention of classified documents. Together, those charges carry a maximum of 15 years in prison. Aaron, ABC News, Federal Court.
Showdown over access to the abortion pill. Mrs. Christone reaching the nation's highest court. ABC's Rachel Scott on news filings calling for the court to intervene.
What happens in the next 24 hours will determine if access to abortion changes for women in this country for the second time in nearly a year. The Justice Department taking the battle over the abortion pill all the way to the Supreme Court, asking the justices to intervene. In a statement, the Attorney General asking the High Court to defend the FDA's scientific judgment and protect Americans' access to safe and effective reproductive care.
President Biden ending his diplomatic trip to Ireland this week on a personal note and nod to his Irish roots and Catholic faith.
President Biden began his day in Mayo on the west coast of Ireland with a tour of Knox Shrine, a holy site and popular place for Catholic pilgrims since an 1879 apparition of Jesus' mother Mary, St. Joseph, and other religious figures. The president toured the basilica there, where he saw a large mosaic of the apparition. Karen Travers, ABC News, Dublin.
Coachella is back. Southern California's famed desert music festival returning to normal-sized crowds after the pandemic. Headliners this weekend include Bad Bunny, K-pop sensation Blackpink, and Frank Ocean. You're listening to ABC News.
California's capital city, KFBK News Radio.
At 10:02, I'm John Bernanke with your top local stories on KFBK News Radio. California lawmakers at the state capitol are breathing a sigh of relief. Police believe they have located the man who made a credible threat yesterday, forcing the building to evacuate. Roseville police located and arrested 30-year-old Jackson Tinney yesterday afternoon at Douglas and Auburn Folsom Road. He's accused of firing shots from a moving vehicle Wednesday evening in Citrus Heights before firing 2 rounds, which struck a Roseville hospital later that night. The Sacramento Kings are back in the playoffs, facing the Golden State Warriors tomorrow night at Golden 1. A fan fest and rally will happen this evening at Doco, right outside the arena. Kings head coach Mike Brown says he loves how excited the fans are.
The excitement here is unbelievable. It's off the charts. That, to me, actually makes this whole thing special, just to be able to be out in the community and see how excited and related people are about this playoff.
This will be the Kings' first playoff game in 17 years. It's also the first time all 4 NBA teams in California are headed to the playoffs in the same season. And volunteers are needed for a cleanup event happening later this month. Sacramento City officials say the Great Sacramento Cleanup is taking place April 22nd. Cleaning sites include parks and areas near rivers and creeks. Those interested can sign up at the city website. Traffic and weather together. Here's Roy Lamella.
Looks like traffic starting to build up on the Cap City Freeway going southbound, starting at the Cap City Freeway split just after Watt Avenue. After that, it frees up really nicely down towards Highway 50. Also coming into Roseville, looks like traffic still a little slow. Southbound 65 from Blue Oaks Boulevard down towards Galleria. After that, it looks like you got a free sailing all the way out towards 80. And westbound 80 as you're making your way out towards the Yellow Causeway. Right now, just a little sluggish from the merge with Highway 50 just after Candle Avenue. Traffic on the 10s every 10 minutes. Mornings and afternoons. Roy Lamella, KFBK News Radio, 93.1 FM, 1530 AM.
Plenty of sunshine and blue skies both today and tomorrow, and nice for this time of year for temperatures. We'll see highs 69 to 73 today, clear skies overnight 44 to 48, and then 70 to 74 tomorrow. I'm AccuWeather's meteorologist Jeff Nordine on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio. Hazy sunshine, 55 degrees now. John Bernanke, KFBK News Radio.
Next update in less than 30 minutes. Breaking news the second it happens on KFBK News Radio. Sacramento's news, traffic, and weather station.
Spring is the time for renewal and rejuvenation. Christina here for my friends at Northwest Exteriors. Upgrade to Anlin windows and refresh the look and feel of your home. These windows offer superior noise reduction, insulation, and sun protection properties, making them perfect for any home. Plus, they come with a transferable lifetime guarantee, which can increase your home's value. And right now, with Northwest Exteriors paying your sales tax, there has never been a better time to upgrade to energy-efficient windows. Trust in the best and schedule your window upgrade today by calling 888-TRUST-NW. That's 888-TRUST-NW. Or visit trustnorthwest.com. Simply the best. Trust Northwest.
This week at Raley's in Bel Air, take home Raley's U.S.
USDA Choice Boneless London Broil, California raised by Harris Ranch, for only $2.97 a pound. And get fresh broccoli crowns for just $1.47 a pound. Only at Rayleigh's in Bel Air. Proud part.
Traffic reports on the 10th, every 10 minutes, morning and afternoon, on KFBK, Sacramento's News Radio.
Florida right now, meeting with some friends and folks, and fortunately the Fort Lauderdale airport is no longer a lake. It is drying off and looks like it's all going to be. Planes are landing. I believe I will be able to take off and head back to Nashville tomorrow, at least according to my Southwest Airlines flight update. So that's some good news. And good news for the folks in the area here, because some of the houses were flooded, and no doubt the roads and everything else. So everything's getting cleaned up, which is a good thing. I think of it also because they're trying to, I saw people say that this is, it's on Ron DeSantis. Sometimes it rains a lot. I mean, at some point, because now everything's already been cleaned up and everything's been taken care of. But yesterday they were trying to start the narrative of, why isn't he doing something? Anyway, not to get into a DeSantis talk. I actually want to talk to you about something else. What are the most powerful platforms for conservative voices, and I mean that really more generally, conservative ideas of the last 40 years? What has been really powerful? What has really worked? What has made a difference? Some of you are going to think, okay, well, Fox News became a behemoth, and it is very powerful. That's true. That's good. Fox News, there's some other cable channels that lean right that some of you like, I'm sure. There's some great podcasters out there. That's more recent, though. What has been, if you had to pick one medium and one specific component of it that has been the most important place for ideas and for a way to fight back against the Leviathan of DC media and all the rest of it, I think you would have to say it is Fox. And in talk radio, particularly for conservative talk, what has been the single thank you to Rush Limbaugh, who we try to sit in our chairs and do honor to every day we can. Obviously, a great host, Sean Hannity and others, also follow in Rush's footsteps and built these massive platforms. AM radio. A lot of you are listening on AM radio, which is an old school technology that still has, to this day, AM and FM, according to Nielsen, so adding FM into it, reach 90% of the U.S. population, I think they say. I mean, basically, you can get radio all over the country. And AM, because of the signal technology, stretches really far, as some of you know, and it allows people to listen with a very straightforward technology. I'm bringing this up because there's a move right now among some electric car manufacturers to get rid of AM radio. They say that it's because people are moving to other technologies and that there's some expense that AM radio, I think the expense is like a $1 or something to put this in the cars. But there's some expense, and really they just, don't want to keep putting it in. So, let me say that the car companies are already, Tesla doesn't have, for many of you out there who may be listening to the Tesla car, they have said that there's arguments out there that it interferes with the way that the car runs, and they have to pay a little bit more to adjust to allow it to exist. You can see, Buck, all of these different electric vehicle mandates. This is a direct threat to many of you and your ability to hear the show on your AM ability. By the way, on the auto automakers BMW, Ford, Mazda, Polestar, Tesla, Volkswagen, and Volvo all removed from their next line of electric vehicles AM radio. Quite two big problems. I don't know which one you want to tackle first, but I'll just lay it out there. One is, in a disaster situation, where you have a natural disaster, or God forbid, a major act of war, communication is knocked out, and we need people to be able to get information, to relay and share information. AM radio is irreplaceable as a means of communication when the communication systems are otherwise under extreme threat. Which I can't help but notice, is there anyone the only place where we have dominance is AM radio, and suddenly they just seem to think that we should just make AM radio start to fade out. I say no, and I think people need to mobilize. Yeah, I think it's a serious issue, and you're right on both things.
Jack,
I can't help but think it feels very political. And the reason why I think it feels very political is because, first of all, the mandate that we have electric vehicles, which is becoming more and more of a mandate. The fact that as everybody is required under many different state laws, AM shows and AM stations all over the country, which we know that a big part of left-wing success in this country when it comes to argument is not only making an argument, which frankly they're not that great at, it's silencing the other side. And counter-argument. And in fact, that's the entire basis of counterculture, of this entire cancel culture universe. And Buck, I would just tie this in also with what we've been talking about with the Dylan Mulvaney Bud Light Nike ad. You and I are not out there saying, hey, these brands should never be able to advertise to left-leaning groups. But what I just want to keep hammering home here is, Mark and I have been doing this show for 2 years. Do you know how many times a beer company has advertised on this show? Zero. Do you know how many times a car company has advertised on this show? Zero. Do you know how many times a restaurant has advertised on this show? Do you know how many times a movie has advertised on this show? Now, I'm going to throw a crazy idea out there, but I would venture that everybody listening to us right now goes to restaurants. A huge percentage of you drink beer. Every one of you just about drives a car. And
peaceful, something that they're trying to sneak through without it being discussed very widely. And we say it because we're number one in 16, 17, 18, whatever it is, markets all over the country. Some of those are AM stations. And we want you guys to always be able to find us. And I understand some of you say, well, just go download the podcast. There are a lot of people who are not downloading podcast people, right? My dad doesn't have an email address. He's not going to be an expert on finding podcasts and downloading them. Now, maybe Mom can. She's a little bit more technologically astute in our household. But there are a lot of people out there that want to sit down when they get in their car, they want to put on their favorite station. You want to be able to listen to it there. And as we see older cars coming out of circulation, this is a direct threat upon, I would say, Buck, the marketplace of ideas. And don't mistake that requiring people to buy electric vehicles has the benefit of helping to restrict you from being able to hear us. There's so many ways also that conversation and thought can be manipulated on, to be honest, on digital platforms that rely on, whether it's, Facebook or these social media companies. I've experienced radio. We say the words, they go out over the transistors. I'm not exactly MacGyver over here, so I don't know, but they go out over the airwaves and you hear them. You hear what we say. We are hanging out with you and talking to you. There's not some algorithm that is searching through our words to figure out what you want to hear or see. There's not some, there's no filter. Our mouths to your ears all across the country, thanks to AM radio. And so, there's even a Democrat Congressman, Gottheimer, in New Jersey. We need the emergency warning system, so he's speaking out, and he's right. Happy to see that. We know a lot of congressional staffs and others listen to this show, and it's really straightforward. You just got to tell them that our company's guys, for safety purposes, if nothing else, in an emergency situation, you need to have that AM dance still. And that's the reason that I think there's no counter argument to, realistically. Yes. And then for us, obviously, we sit here as guys who are on a huge AM platform all across America, thanks to Premier Networks. It's like, all of a sudden, this is under some pressure from the car makers. Has nothing to do with the politics. Does anyone think that if this was a medium that was dominated by far left voices and the Democrats had completely, run the table on, there wouldn't be efforts to make sure that was perpetuated? Obviously, it's more of a target. Does anyone think that some of these... Now, with Elon, I do think it's just technology-based because of the Tesla. I bet he hasn't even thought about it. Yeah, I mean, he's got big problems to bigger things to, in his mind, tackle, I'm sure, for the future of the country. But put this one on the list, Elon. We need to have AM in those cars, and I'm sure technologically there's a way to do it. And I think that it's important for everybody to let it be known that this technology still serves both safety and dialogue purposes that we need in this country. So, no doubt. And we need to be aware of it. We just want to make sure that you're all able to hear, thankfully, this marketplace of ideas where every single day it feels like more and more of our national conversation is getting curtailed and held to be unacceptable. When we saw the Supreme Court overturn Roe v. Wade last June, we knew the debate over abortion was going to get really contentious, and it certainly has, no question about it. With all the pro-choice conversations and efforts, there's one organization determined to protect the life of unborn children, the Preborn Network of Clinics. This nationwide organization welcomes pregnant mothers into their clinics and provides them with understanding, compassion, and all the help they can possibly get through Preborn. They offer free ultrasounds to these women so they can meet the child they're carrying. That experience is a game changer for so many women. Most of the time, they're determined after that ultrasound to welcome their child into this world. That only happens, though, this ultrasound.